Hi everyone, welcome to Paint Paper Scissors, my little crafty space on YouTube. I'm Nandini here, and today I'm taking part in the Altenew Educators Layer It Up video haul. Ever since I started card making, I've built up a lovely little stash of leftovers. Extra die cuts, stamped images, watercolor panels, sentiments, and all those little bits that are just too pretty to throw away. So, for today's card, I thought it would be fun to challenge myself and create something using only what's already in my stash box. Honestly, this is one of my favorite ways to craft because it's quick, creative, and feels so satisfying. This is my stash box where I keep all my extras. So let's dig in and see what we can turn into a quick card today. I found this gorgeous red card base that I never ended up using, and I instantly knew I wanted to pair it with a yellow or orange flower. The bold red background really makes warm florals pop, and I thought some cool blue leaves would be perfect to balance everything beautifully. These little watercolor panels are actually very special. They're quite old, and my daughter and her friends made them during a summer craft project using watercolor paper and distress inks. We turned some into bookmarks and tags, but the rest were just too pretty to throw away. So they have been living in my stash box ever since. I already have both warm and cool tones in the card, so I wanted to choose a scrap that brings those colors together nicely. Now that all the elements are selected, it's time for the fun part, assembling the card. The flower and the leaves are from the Shrub Rose stamp and die set, and the card base is stamped with the Ori Kami stamp set. Next comes my little sentiment box, which is another one of my favorite stash saving ideas. I keep all my extra sentiments here, so I always have plenty to choose from. Most of these are from the One Go birthday greetings set, which is so handy because it stamps and die cuts multiple sentiments at once. Since I'm making this into a birthday card, I picked a nice skinny sentiment that fits perfectly over the watercolor panel and flower cluster. I'm starting with the watercolor panel and adhering it to the card base. I love using liquid glue here because it gives me a little wiggle room to adjust placement before it dries. To add dimension, I'm using instant dimension tape behind the flower. I like to place it lightly at first without pressing it down completely because I still need to tuck the leaves underneath. A quick little tip for extra dimension. Gently curl your die cuts using your fingers or even the blade of your scissors. It gives the petals and leaves such a lovely natural lift. For the sentiment strip, I trimmed the curved edge on one side so it would sit neatly against the pan. Because part of it overlaps the flower, I doubled up the foam tape on that side and used a single layer on the rest to keep everything level. And just like that, the card is finished. I loved this process so much that I made another card from the same scrap stash. This time using a dreamy blue watercolor background with white splatters and a touch of silver with a perfect pearls powder. I paired it with a flower from the Beautiful Day stamp and die set. This was such a fun reminder that beautiful cards can come from the simplest leftover pieces. Here is another look at the finished cards from my stash box. Don't forget, there's an awesome giveaway, so check the details in the description box below. and make sure to enter before the deadline. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment and subscribe for more card making inspiration. Thanks so much for watching and happy crafting!